Right, Assalamualaikum. After been doing YouTube video for almost like 8 to 9 months, I noticed that most of my viewers are newbies and also just want to start learning photography. And it is basically one of my intention in doing video in YouTube channel. Basically, is want to share my knowledge on videography and also in photographies. I want to share my knowledge in terms of how to shoot proper photos, how to shoot, understanding the camera settings and everything. That is basically one of my intention of me doing this YouTube channel. Apart from learning technique in photography, one of the most important things that we need to learn in terms of editing. And for editing photo and video, basically you need to have a special kind of software. For example, like I'm using a Capture One, I'm using a Photoshop or maybe Lightroom. But I believe that not everyone have the ability to have this software to edit all your photos. And I know that in this nowadays, basically you guys editing using your smartphones, not using a laptop or whatever. There are so many apps. There's so many apps on the phones that you can do simple editings. So if you want to edit your photos on your smartphones, you must take very good photos. What I mean by very good photo, it means that your SOOC, your straight out of camera photos, need to be properly exposed, because when you edit your photos on your smartphone, you are basically editing a JPEG photos, not a raw photos. So when you editing when you editing your raw photos, basically you have full range of I would say that dynamic range capabilities or colors, those kind of things. But when you shoot JPEG, you are using around 8 bit of color profile, and 8 bit means that your limitation of colors is not as good as raw. That's why one of the most important thing, if you want to edit your photos on your smartphones, you must make sure that your photos is properly exposed and properly focused. Right, so for today's video, I will share with you how to edit your photos on your smartphones. Alright, so first important things, if you wanna do editing on your smartphone, the most important thing is you need to make sure that your phone display is set into standard display. So the reason why you need to set it to standard, because enhancement on your display. Some phone give you crazy enhancement on colors. The color vivid is so crazily vivid, and some phone give you better enhance in terms of the contrast. So to make sure that your photos is neutral, you set your display into a standard. So I'm using a phone here right now. So I need to do, I go to display, then on the contrast colors, I just set it into standard. So that's the first one. After that, after you're done doing the settings, I will using three apps. I will using three apps, which is the first one I will gonna use photos, then I will use Snapseed, and after that I will do 3D LUTs. These three apps basically you can install on the Play Store or App Store, and it's free. First, I will open the Photoshop. Right, I will use this photo to edit. When you first open these apps, you go here, over here, right, where over here editing corrections, they call it corrections. First thing what I do, I will go to the exposure. In the exposure, then I will adjust the exposure. So basically exposure means that it will increase the whole brightness and darkness of your image. So you turn it to the right here, means that it will increase the whole brightness of your image. Then if you go to the left here, it means that it will reduce the brightness of the whole image. So I just go here, and then maybe I put it into not too bright here, maybe around -5. That's what I did. So the main purpose here why I go to -5 is that I want to make sure that the background is not too bright. So maybe like -7. -7 would be nice. Then after that, after adjusting the exposure, I will go for the again for the exposure. I will go for the shadows. In shadow, I will increase the shadow a little bit higher. So make it 21. How is that? Not bad. Just make it a bit higher. Okay, maybe I make it to 30. Then again, in terms of exposure, where I go for the white, which means for the bright area. Then let me see if I increase it high. Alright, so it seems fair. This one, it's not too bad. Okay, then after that, I will go for the black area. So usually for the black area, I will try to reduce it. So why do I want to reverse the black area? I want to make it punch on the black area so that have some better contrast. After I've done editing all the exposure, which is on the exposure itself, then after that I will go to the, we call it dehaze. Dehaze is basically, if I go to left, as you can see that it will mix like the photos into like very kind of white and things, and then if I go here, it's like make the black very the contrast is very punchy. So dehaze is very good to give 3D effects on your photos. Now you start to notice that my subjects and the background is feel like 3D effects. Okay, after I've done with the dehaze, I will go for the skin detail. So first I will go to clarity. For clarity, I will reduce it. Right, so reduce the clarity into like smaller. The main reason why I reduce the clarity to lower, all right, because I wanna reduce the amount of detail on the skin detail. So I want to reduce it. For example, like you want to make it like soft skin kind of things. All right, make it, maybe I go for -10. Right, that would be nice. Then next one, I'll go for sharpen. Sharpen is meant to make the edges very distinguished. Means that sharpens make the edges very sharp. So usually I will increase a little bit. Alright, so let's see, this is before and this is after. The next one, I will go for the contrast. Right, and in contrast, what happen, contrast is basically it makes the gradation of black and white, which is bright and dark. When you go to the right, so what it does, it will make the black is very black, and if you go to the left, it will make the black less black. So what you could do basically, you don't put the contrast too high. So contrast, I make it -10. Then after that, on this part where we call it split tone is where you set what color you want to apply on the darker area and what color you apply on the brighter area. So on the right side is going to be the brighter area, and the left side is going to be your darker area. Okay, so here, see, this is highlight area. Now you start to change the color of your subject. So usually for the bright area, I will make it into a bit reddish. All right, a bit bluish on the shadow area. Okay, right, so let's see, this is before and this is after. Before and after. Right, so I'm done. So do you want to save changes before using? Say yes. So next step, you go to Snapseed. Right, you can download this app also, it's free. Right, so once you open Snapseed, you open the file that you wanna edit. Where do you just edit just now? This is the one. Then over here, first thing, Snapseed usually I use to edit my skin tone. So you go to tools, then you go for portrait. Alright, so in portrait, you just make it none first, then you go for face spotlight, and then you go for skin smoothing. So you can see now, you drag it to the right. Now you start to see the different in terms of skin. So let me double tap here, right, and then go up here. So see, this one is 0, then you slowly go to the right, so you can make the skin tone much more softer. Before, after. Okay, better skin, right? And after that, after you done the skin, about 50%, usually my setting is always be 50%. Then go to the tools again, then this is where you do some skin editings. So what you need to do now, alright, you need to go to the place where you want to edit. For here, maybe that one. Alright, just double tap over here. Alright, now I can remove. Okay, alright, or maybe here. No, so undo. Not that good. There's one more I forgot to share with you, which is again for none, you go for eye clarity. So you see the eyes. Now that is much more clear and very sharp on the eyes. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Okay, then export the file, save it. Okay, after you done editing in terms of the exposure, the contrast, after that I do editing on the skin. After I've done editing on the skin, the last part is to colorize my image. So I will open the third apps, which is the 3D LUT. Right? To use 3D LUT, one of the most important things is that you must make sure that you have internet connections. So after you're done with that, right, upload your file that you already edited just now, and then what you need to do, first thing, apply the color. You go to LUT here or the top here, then you have few option of colors over here. My favorite colors is always be editor speak. Then in editor speak, I love the IWLTBAP. That is the color profile that I like. So from here, most of the time I will use Humble. This is basically my favorite colors. And on the slider on the right here, you can easily adjust the intensity of the color profile that you wanna apply. So I make it into like maybe around 80%. After that, what I'm gonna do, I go to basic on the left here, then I go for viginating, then I will apply vignette on my image. Okay, after I apply viginating, I'll notice that my subject is a little bit darker. So this is where you start to play again on the brightness. You increase the brightness of your overall image a little bit higher. Okay, alright, that is basically my image. I save to gallery. Alright, then let's see the image before and after I do the editing. Now you can see how different is the image after I edit. Alright guys, so basically that is how I edit my photos on my phones. And to do this is very simple. It's just like 5 minutes. It depends if you get used what you want to do. If you get used with the apps, what are the settings that you need to change. It takes very fast to edit on photos. Everyone now can edit your photos. It's just that make sure when you take photos, you must take very good SOOC photos. That's the most important. Without having very good SOOC photos, you need to use laptop, professional software like Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom to edit the photo to make it much more better. But if you take a very good SOOC photos, basically you can edit by your phones and the photos turn out very good. Alright guys, that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching these videos. I hope you learned something from these videos. I see you again next time. Assalamualaikum, bye bye.